So the weather is having an impact on the day's proceedings. It looks kind of sunny at the moment, but the winds are picking up and we are expecting heavy rains later today. The impact is that, first of all, the Republican ceremony, so the ceremony led by the French President Emmanuel Macron, which was supposed to take place outside the cathedral on the forecourt, well, that has exceptionally been brought inside the cathedral. That's exceptional because in France, the laws around the separation of the state and the church are very important and taken very seriously. But given the weather we're expecting later here today, an exception was made. So that Republican ceremony in which Emmanuel Macron will make a speech will now be inside the cathedral. After that, we'll have the religious ceremony. So the Archbishop of Paris, Laurent Ulrich, he will awaken the great organ, which has been meticulously cleaned since the fire. We'll have the singing of hymns, the Magnificat, as well as ending the ceremony with the singing of the Te Deum. So very much in the spirit of celebration, despite the weather.
Yeah, and some of us had trouble coming into the newsroom today because of the tight security in the French capital. Tell us a little bit about that.
Certainly. Well, the Ile de la Cité, which is where the Notre Dame Cathedral is, and I'm actually standing on a bridge where the press has been located between the Ile, so the island where Notre Dame is located, and the other banks of the Seine, on the left banks of the Seine. The island is being completely put under lockdown. You can't get onto the island unless you have a special pass. I have that special pass, but if I were to leave the island and go off into the rest of Paris, I wouldn't be able to get back in again today. Now, there's no surprise that there's such tight security when you take a look at the guest list. Dozens and dozens of heads of state and heads of government and members of various different monarchies around the world will be attending, not least the Donald Trump, the US president-elect, as well as the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky. We understand they will be holding bilateral meetings with the French president on the sidelines of this ceremony at the Notre Dame Cathedral. We also have Prince William as well. So certainly security is extremely tight here in Paris, but the city has begun to get used to it now. Not least we saw the Paris Olympics earlier this year. So the city now, people know what they're doing when the roads get blocked and the police tell them where they can and can't go. It certainly is something that people here in Paris have begun to get used to now.